Hello, my crafty people out there. It is time for our weekly project. If you haven't been here before, my name is Stephanie and I upcycle clothing. Generally things I thrift from my local stores like Goodwill, American Thrift, and sometimes estate sales. And today, I am pretty sure this was an American Thrift piece, or pieces. I found these king-size pillowcases. Now, I've had king-size pillowcases plenty of times, but I don't know that I've ever had them this big. This just seems large. Maybe they're extra king? I don't know. They seem large to me. So, obviously being the altitudely challenged person I am, I got ideas. So, we're going to kind of use a part of this pattern. And we've done it in the past. We did it with a sheet. It was very groovy looking. It's one of those wrap pants. We're not doing the wrap pants, but I need a piece out of it. So this is 9595 simplicity. So if you want to follow along, see what happens, by all means do. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell me what you think. Don't forget to hype, and I will catch you at the table. Okay, everybody, here is our material for our project this week. We are going to be making some pants that have kind of a fold over, not a complete wrap around like the others, but a fold over style on the sides that are going to be kind of open. Perfect for summer. Now, these again are king size. They look big to me. I guess they're regular king size. I never realized how big these things are. They are sort of directional, but I'm not worried about that. I'm still going to work with them. I think they're cute either way. The flowers are going to go in. That's not a problem for me. But do be careful with that if you're looking at directional pieces. This particular pattern doesn't bother me going the other way. This is that microfiber, 100% polyester. It feels nice though, kind of like a Pima. And I think it'll work well for what we want to do. It won't be too heavy, which we don't want to be heavy during the summer. So the first thing we need to do, since it only has two seams, the one at the very top or bottom, depending on your slant of things, and the side seam. So we're going to take these apart to get two flat pieces. And I've been working on pulling the serger line. You know how you're supposed to be able to pull one line and clear it. Now, there's enough fabric here. If I wanted to, I could just cut these seams off. It's not a big deal. And you can too. But you know me, for some reason, I like the extra mile on these bad boys. And so you can't see it, it's white on white, but that little line in your serger seam, apparently you're supposed to be able to clip it and pull it almost like a basting stitch or a gathering stitch, and be able to pull out all of those stitches all at once. So you pull a little piece out, and then what happens is all your serge just pulls off. So anyway, I'm gonna do the long and lengthy process of this. Okay, we've got them completely open. So these are just two flat pieces of fabric. And I did go ahead and serge all the raw edges just to make sure it didn't fray, because it was kind of looking a little squiffy. This fabric was fraying a little bit, so this will secure it. So let's open it up. Now I've got it folded kind of funky. These are obviously the ends of our pillowcases where you would insert your pillow. And what we want to do, I've pinned it up here because the hemline is the most important part, obviously. Well, in this particular case, I don't want it to be lopsided, because each of these pieces represents a leg, as opposed to a front and back kind of way of assembling like you usually would. And what we're going to do is we're going to push it off a little bit over here on the edge. And then we're going to take our two pieces at what would be the back end of the pillow, and we're going to meet them up And we're going to fold them in half like this. We're going to try to. Just can't seem to get my fabric to go down in between there. And then I'm going to kind of, there we go. So now we've got these 4 folded, or these 2 pieces folded in half. Right sides together. Okay. I'm going to turn it this way so y'all can see it easier. Make sure we got everything lined up. I'm not so worried about this end as I am this end, just making sure we have a proper fold line. Okay, here is that piece from the S9595 pattern. And it was a little long, but I did have a wide elastic to accommodate. And then here I am just cutting it out all together. All right. That is our seam for the crotch. Don't know what else to call it. If you've got a prettier word, let me know. I'm sure somebody does. So, essentially, we've got this, what looks like a very long crotch line, but you got to remember, I've got a really wide elastic that's going up to top, so that's not a problem. All right, now, what we're going to go do is we're going to sew this seam, but before that, I'm probably going to go ahead and just hem the sides, and all I'm going to do is turn under that serge line and make a really nice little short hem all the way down the leg from the top to the what we're continuing to use as the hem. Okay, I am doing that that crotch seam on the serger. You can do it on the machine, the sewing machine. I just found it faster to do it this way. And then I'm over here making those small hems on the sides of the legs. Okay, thought I'd talk you through this one. The top of the pants, I need that 1 5/8 inch for the elastic. I know I want to put it in the back. I might put some in the front. This is really wide, but I'm not sure yet. I'm going to have to figure out a way to try it on. So I have folded under 1 inch and then over 2 inches. Now, the reason I did that is I'm taking up a little slack of the crotch line. It was a little bigger than I wanted it to be, and that gave me the opportunity to do that. But it'll also make a nice, sturdy waistband if I don't put elastic in it. So I'm just going to stitch right down the edge here, and then we're going to decide on that elastic thing. You know, one step at a time. Okay, sewing as close as I can to the edge. I am making this casing both in the front and the back to accommodate our elastic. Okay guys, I have done my little seams, or well, my hems on the sides. They go all the way down to the original hems from the pillows. This is my pants. Now they look large right now, and that's okay, because what I think I need to do, I did take up 3 inches here in the fold over. So what I think I would like to do is put elastic through both sides, almost all the way. I'm going to leave probably about maybe a 2 inch or 1.5 inches square here at the end, maybe 2 inches, because this is 2 inches wide, so 2 inches that I'm going to use for my buttonhole. I am not sure if I'm going to be able to make these adjustable. I think I can by adding extra buttons, but at this point we're just trying to make it work. So I'm going to add elastic to both the front and the back. I'm not looking for a really gathered look, hence the ability to wrap the sides around each other and give it the sizing I need. But I am going to go ahead and do this first. So we're going to take our nice 1 5/8 inch elastic, and I'm going to run it through both of these, front and back, and kind of gauge how much I need to still give me the ability to wrap on the sides. I hope this is coming through. It's a little, This is a make as you go kind of thing. I've never done this before, so I thought, well, you know, we'll just make a totally new design for me. I ran elastic through both sides, and I left it connected because at that point I wasn't cutting it, and it just gave me more control. Okay, this was kind of trial and error. I cinched up the elastic a little bit and then pinned them on one side about 5 inches in from each end. And then I did the same thing to the other side and then adjusted the elastic to make it comfortable. So 5 inches on each side in is more than enough coverage on my side. Now, if you weren't comfortable with that, if you were worried about it coming open or something, you could put a button further down or even a little tie if you wanted to. That's completely cool. You know, I think mine are going to be fine. But, you know, we'll see. Wind might take me. So I have 2 inches down on each end where I don't have elastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to pull this down. And this is just safety pinned right here right now. I'm going to run a stitch over this edge and kind of make almost like a box. I don't know that I'll sew it down, but that area will be elastic free. And it'll be on all 4 corners. And I'll be cutting this 2 inches back from here. I might just go ahead and sew it and then pull it open and cut it. And that way I'll have 2 inches on each end to put my buttonholes. Here I am using my buttonhole foot to put in one of the 4 buttonholes on these pants. Okay, everybody, here we are. Got our splits down the sides. Got our buttons up here. And of course you can put more buttons to cinch it up tighter or looser, you know, whatever you like. My button on that side. Now, I'm not sure if they're terribly flattering, but they're certainly comfortable. So what I was thinking, even if I didn't want to wear them out, they'd be great over a bathing suit. Or if you wanted to, you could take that big hem, that seam there, or that hem, put elastic or drawstring through it, cinch it up, and I dream of Jeannie. That's right, you can have your own harem pants. I think these would work really good for that. There's a lot of possibilities. In fact, I think I'm going to go shopping for some vintage king-size pillowcases. Maybe some of that bright yellow and orange and blue and stuff. Maybe some stripes. And do some for the summer. So, it's an idea. You can run with it, do whatever you want, and have fun. So, if you enjoyed it, by all means, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to hype. And I will catch you on the flip side of our next project.